Good morning, Bill. Thanks for the report. I appreciate that, Bill. Thank you. Good job. Excuse me. It's a good report. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It's going to be a perfect day. Perfect in so many ways because we are drinking tea together. Good morning, goofballs of the world. Unite. Good morning. Take a few minutes to say good morning to each other. Maybe hit the like button or double tap your phone screen. Something like that. Oh, that's cool, Rob. Way to go. How they looking? They looking good so far? Your little fruities? Ah. Send us a picture here sometime and we'll post it or we'll share it here in tea. Send me a picture this weekend when you get a nice one. And I'll show people. We're going back to tubs. At the grow house, we're going back to tubs a lot. Started out because we ran out of bags. And the bags were on back order. So it was like, okay, pull out the old tubs. And we started seeing, you know what? Tubs are tied a little bit more work, but boy, do you get a lot more harvest. So right now, I think we're doing about 50-50 tubs and bags. Brought the old tubs back. Good morning, B.
Oh, good morning, Pops. You know what today is?
Friday.
The 40th anniversary of We Are the World.
Oh, really? That was today?
Yeah.
40 years ago?
40 years ago.
I'd be honest with you, I love that song.
We don't want to get in any copyright issues.
No.
We are the world.
We are the people.
We are the children.
We are the ones who make the place a brighter.
Exactly.
Something.
I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
I think you're right on.
I'm there.
No, it's a choice we're
Making to brighten up the world.
There you go.
I don't know.
No, you're making it up. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, we would show the song, but it's been copyrighted.
So we can't show it right on live.
But we can make up our own words
and make a better place
for you
and me watching tea. Get out of here. 40th anniversary. He's just passing through. Just passing through. Good morning. How come my head's so small? I mean, big on the screen. What's going on? Right, Nerdy? That'd be fun. At a Mush Fest, we should practice and write up some lyrics. You know what I was reading on, I'll read it to you guys right now. You want to hear something funny? Well, this is my fishing shirt. That's my fishing shirt. I'm not going fishing, but it is my fishing shirt. Check this out. Where is it? Oh, jeez. Here. Rando facto. Oh, yeah, I'm a big time fisher guy. Rando facto. Leo Fender. You guys have heard of Fender, the Fender guitar? Fender guitar. He invented the Telecaster, right? The first electric guitar in the world to be mass produced. Well, thank you, Soben. I don't take that stuff personal. I do question why somebody needs to say that to me, but I certainly don't take it personal. That's a you issue. Leo Fender invented the Telecaster, the first electric guitar in the world to be mass produced, and he owns Fender Electric Instrument Manufacturing. But strangely, he couldn't actually play any of the instruments that he created. He couldn't play. How funny is that? How do you be like the inventor and you can't play? Okay, that's his story. I know I can't play. Don't have to play to sell them or make them, right, Free? It's that's just strange. I mean, yeah, it's strange. I'm going to go ahead and start our Rando Factos right now. Let's do a couple of Rando Factos. Let's get with it. Give me 5 people that want to hear a couple of Rando Factos, and give me another 5 people that are willing to push their like button. Pushing the like button. Yeah, Brian. Milli Vanilli. What a scam. Rando Facto. I'm going to do some Rando Factos. Give me 5 more likes up here. I'm at 23. Let's get to 28. Excuse me, at 26 and counting. All you have to do is double tap your phone. Somebody told me just double tap your phone and it'll automatically do the like. There it is, 28. Check this Rando Facto out. Did you ever figure out what you're going to do with your relatives' ashes when they've died and you've cremated them? You got a set of ashes. I remember a long time ago people asking me, what do you want? I don't care. I don't care what you guys do with me. I've already made my mark. Whatever you guys do with the corpse is up to you. But what if they turn me into a bunch of ashes? There's a company called Life Gem. Life Gem. What they're doing is they've created a certified high quality diamond that they make from the ashes of the loved one who's passed away. I'm carrying you around forever, honey. They can do it with your pet too. No, please don't turn me into a diamond. I told you I didn't care what you did with me. But do me a favor, big time. Don't turn me into a diamond. I really don't care. In the city of Vancouver, they figured out how to do it, how to slow you down without actual using speed bumps. You know what they do? Listen to this. In order to slow drivers down, optical illusion speed bumps are now being used. They create an optical illusion. One of the optical illusions that they use is of a 3-dimensional little girl chasing a ball. There's a 3-dimensional little girl chase a ball across the street. Whoa, slow down. They've been testing that out in the United States as well. That's pretty nutty. Why wouldn't they just put a speed bump in? I don't get it. Why? Why spend all that money doing optical illusion stuff? I'm not sure. Do you know that since 1878, the headphone jack, like the one on your smartphone right now, has remained relatively unchanged other than its size? It was a pretty good design in 1878. It was about that big around the hole that they'd use. Now you can put a pin in it. But it's basically the same design. That's pretty crazy. Dr. Henry Heimlich. 1878, tin can. What did Heimlich, what's he famous for? Quick, smarty pantsers. What is Heimlich famous for? There you go, Vegas, the maneuver. The helping the chokers. He's famous for his maneuvers. You want to hear a funny story? Dr. Henry Heimlich, the man credited for developing the Heimlich maneuver, actually used it himself for the first time in May 26, 2016. He saved a woman that was choking at his senior center. He was 96 years old at the time. I pushed the wrong button. Doc, you've never used it before, but you're going to go out in style. He finally used it when he was 96. He finally found a choker. That's crazy. Who pushes the doze button? The 10-minute when you don't want to get up, your alarm goes off and you hit the old doze button for 10 minutes. Snooze, that's it, HB. Who hits the snoozy? I used to have a really bad habit of doing that. I guaranteed myself 2 snooze pushes. It was so dumb. For example, I have to be up by 5:30, so I set my alarm for 5, knowing I'm going to do 2 snoozes. I finally broke that habit. I just slept the extra 30 minutes. I did. What am I doing? Why do I do that to myself? But I did it. I was an auto snoozer. They've created a new alarm that won't really let you do that. There you go, nerdy. Put it in the other room. I started doing that too. Seriously. Why did I snooze when I couldn't? Why did I snooze? How about this? In the year 1900, a new alarm mechanism was developed by inventor Ludwig Ederer. He said, no snoozers here. Sue, you auto-snoozed? Why do we auto-snooze? And that is, you're right, 4-leaf. What a weird word, but it's fun to say. It rolls off your tongue now. Snooze. I like snoozing. In the year 1900, a new alarm mechanism was developed by inventor Ludwig Ederer. When the alarm went off, the bed rose at a 45-degree angle and tipped you out of the bed. Time to get up. Can you imagine that? Time to get up, honey. I think it's hit the snooze button. What does the snooze button do? My dad did that. Somebody said their dad did it. I remember one time I was snoozing late for school or something. And my dad, I've told you guys here before, my dad wasn't the nicest guy. Felt like I grew up with Great Santini. He had his own particular methods. Oh, you don't feel like getting up for school? Big old pan of cold water poured on my head. Dad, is that abusive? I'm wondering, I look back on that now, knowing I had to make my bed, I had to change all of the bedding. I think that's abusive nowadays. I don't think you're supposed to pour water on your kid. Get up. Oh, you only got it in your ear? No, Dad gave me the full pool. I got the full pool. Your dad did that too, Laura? Our dads back in the day, they could do anything because they were like, hey, this is the time. We're allowed to do this stuff now. Isn't that crazy? It wasn't a 5 gallon. You got a full 5 gallon, Laura? I just had like a saucepan. Mine was a basic, like, pillow soaker. Look at us. There was more than just me. You guys, this is the best part about confessing stuff here. It's the very best part. Okay? Because we've all been traumatized. Laura. Parents were desperate. Oh, Dad just denuded the bed. Okay? A new material, stronger than graphene, was created by researchers from MIT. It's 10 times stronger than steel, with only 5% of its density. That's pretty crazy. How about this, though? There's another one I want to read to you. Where is it? Mycolattice. Mycolattice. Listen, it's a new type of metal created by Boeing. Mycolattice. It's 99.99% air. And it is so light that it can actually sit on top of a dandelion without crushing it. Huh? What do they use it for? What are they making it for? It is so light that it won't even crush a dandelion. Back in the day when I was doing a little bit of marriage counseling, my ex-wife and I, we did some marriage counseling to couple counseling. I don't know why. We were the ones that needed more counseling than anybody, but we were in the seat and we tried. We had good hearts. I remember a couple coming to us. Oh, they fought all the time. They fought about big stuff. They fought about small stuff. But one of the biggest problems that they said, yeah, Brian, notice X. One of the biggest problems that this particular couple had, and this is a true story, I'm not even lying. Every time they'd go to the bathroom, they'd have a fight. One of them would go in the bathroom and come out mad. The other one would go into the bathroom and come out madder. They fought over the toilet paper. Which way to orient the paper coming off the roll. As the universe is my witness, that was what they fought about. So each time they'd go in, whoever, they had a different opinion. Each time they'd go in, they'd switch the roll on the other one. So she'd come in the bathroom and her rolls turned around. Come out all mad. You did it again. Why do you keep moving the roll? It's an absolute true story. Okay? Yeah. Toilet roll orientation. I get what Kim just said. If you have a cat, there's an auto way you got to do it. But what's the correct way? Quote unquote. How was it designed? If you think your marriage has problems, think about this couple someday. Okay? Which way do you orient it? Do you roll it off the front or off the back? Off the front or off the back? Brian said, just compromise. They couldn't. Loss is going front. Sacker's going front every day. Michello's going back. You're getting divorced. Michael's 100% front. Backs. We got a couple of backs. We got fronts. We got over the tops. Is that a crazy thing for us humans to worry about? In the patent for toilet paper, inventor Seth Wheeler made a drawing showing that the toilet paper should go over and not under. The patent says front. I wish I'd have known that when I was counseling those people. The answer is obviously front, okay? Unless you live with Kim and she brings her cat. Okay? Cat in there, take the whole thing, I get it. What a thing to worry about. And I'm not even joking, that was an absolute marriage issue for this couple. Mostly because neither one would give in and they kept digging at each other by changing it. I was like, can you just not change it? Just live with it like that? No, heck. Why would she change it every time? Because you guys aren't getting along. Okay? Okay. It's way petty, Derek. Most of the problems in marriages are petty, by the way. Most are very petty. When creating the light bulb, we already know this story, but it's a neat quote. We already know the story. When creating the light bulb, Thomas Edison had 1,000 unsuccessful attempts. When a reporter asked him, how does it feel to fail 1,000 times? Edison said, quote, the light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps, unquote. He didn't fail. He had feedback. Who do you think invented? Who invented and received a patent for the elastic clasp bra strap? For a bra strap, the elastic strap. Who's the inventor? The old one-hand bippy. The old one-hander. We're looking page. What's the answer? The old one-handed elastic clasp bra strap. Samuel Clemens. Samuel Clemens. As a matter of fact, that was the original name of the invention. Samuel Clemens, if you remember correctly, is Mark Twain. Mark Twain. Oh, Marky, what are you doing? You just wrote stories and said them out loud. What are you doing? Making it easier for his situations. That's funny. That is pretty funny. Okay, this is a neat one. Earmuffs. Earmuffs. How long have they been around? How long's it? I would have thought earmuffs have been around for 2,000 plus years. Not so fast, my friends. In 1874, a 15-year-old boy, 1874, a 15-year-old boy named Chester Greenwood from Maine invented the earmuffs. He shaped two pieces of wire into circles, and then he connected them with the wire for a headband. To keep the wind out, his grandmother sewed velvet and beaver fur into the circles. In 1877, he was 18, he got a patent for them. By 1883, his factory was producing 30,000 earmuffs a year. 30,000 earmuffs a year from this little 15-year-old guys, and then he's 18, and he begins a business, and then, let's move forward. By the time of his death in 1937, he was producing 500,000 earmuffs a year. I'm giving the guy a standing ovation. That's pretty neat. Who knew? In 1937, Teflon was accidentally invented by a 27-year-old chemist, Roy Plunkett. He was trying to create a new type of Freon for use in refrigerators and air conditioners of that era. And he came up with Teflon. Interesting. When was the first popsicle invented? That's okay, Mother. When was the first popsicle invented? Take a quick guess. First popsicle. No Google, no Google. No Google, no Google. Ice Age. 1910. Derek Anderson, you're very close. You're close. Here's the story. Where is it? The popsicle was invented by accident. Billy D, you're right there. The popsicle was invented by accident by an 11-year-old Frank Epperson from the San Francisco Bay Area in 1905. He left his sugary soda powder that he had mixed with water outside overnight. And the next morning it was frozen. He originally named his product the Epsicle. The Epsicle, after his name. But it was eventually changed to the Popsicle. The Epsicle. One more. I think we talked about this one once before. I think we talked about this. Oh, Nikola Tesla. Sad story. Brilliant. I mean, genius doesn't even begin to describe that man's brain power and how little credit he got in his lifetime. Nikola Tesla, the Serbian physicist, engineer, and inventor, died penniless and living in a small hotel room in New York City. He had a terrible case of OCD, and he had some peculiar patterns. He became fixated on pigeons. He had to have 18 napkins during every meal. He would count his steps wherever he walked. I'm going to give Tesla a standing ovation. I feel sad. The brain's just too big for his cranium. I think his brain was outgrowing his cranium. And then I'm going to end with this one. Those were just some of his OCDs. He had a bunch of stuff. Vegas, I agree with you. There's probably a ton of that in there. In Sweden, they have invented or developed a type of transparent wood. It's transparent and it's wood, but they use it as windows. Woody windows. Kind of want to see that. I want to see through it. I'd love to see through that. Let's do a top 10 giveaway. You guys ready? Top 10 giveaway. Here we go.
The type of wood they used was John Cedar. Never mind.
Yeah. You working on your dad joke over there?
You know what? Being a dad's hard.
Being a dad's really hard.
Okay?
But it's worth it. It's so rewarding.
Okay?
Yeah, trust me.
It's not that funny sometimes.
Actually, it's super rewarding. Okay, here we go. The top 10 list. The longest days. Which of these planetary objects, solar system objects, have the longest days in the solar system? Give me number 2 on the list of 1 through 10. Give me number 2. Longest days in the solar system. First 3 I see on my screen. We'll move forward. Number 2 is the one I'm looking for. Do yourself a favor and don't Google it. Just guess. Just guess. Alternator is not the answer on this one. I got you guys. I got you guys. I got you guys. Nobody's getting it right. I nailed you guys. I got 3 correct answers. Good job. Good job. It took you guys a while to come around. I'm going to read you the list backwards. Jupiter. The length of its days is 9 hours. That's number 10. Saturn. The length of its days, 10 hours. That's it. Neptune. The length of its days, number 8, 16 hours. Uranus. The length of its day, 17 hours. Now we're computing it to Earth hours, obviously. Earth. 24 hours. That was number 6. Number 5, Mars. A little over 24 hours, almost 25 hours. Pluto. 6 days. 6 days is a day on Pluto. The Sun. 24 plus. Mercury, number 2. Mercury. 1 day in Mercury, on Mercury, is 58 days on Earth. And the number 1 answer, which we didn't ask for, Venus. Venus's day lasts 244 Earth days. So Mercury was the answer. So the first 3 that got it correct on my screen was Free the Ancient One. Free the Ancient One. Corey D. And so Free, you're number 1. The Ancient One. Corey D, you're number 2. Corey D, number 2. And JB, you're number 3. JB, you're number 3. Here we go. Number 2, Corey D. Corey D. Congratulations, Corey. Send me your address, and I'm going to be sending you this fella. So send me your address, Corey, and you'll be getting an 8th fruity supplementary supplement. And then there's going to be another one right at the end here. We're going to give away another one bigger. So, Corey D, you send me that, and I'm going to send you a recipe for onion soup and a couple of ingredients to put in the soup. Okay? Let's go to class. Let's go to class. Yesterday we were talking about hypha. I spent a lot of time last night, a couple hours, doing some really interesting research. You have to know what you're talking about up here, right? There's hypha right there. In about a minute and 20 seconds in this microscopic view, that's how much it's grown. We're going to talk about Spitzenkorpers. There's an actual picture of gathered up at the end of a hypha stem, the apex, right? The apex, it grows apically. That's a group of Spitzenkorpers right there that are doing the work that we're going to talk about. Here's another example. Right here. Okay. And then all of the cell formation and how it builds the wall and all of this. It's absolutely fascinating. Looks like someone on there is looking for, someone here is looking for a live DJ if anybody wants to be able to help them out there. Speaking of which, Cleany is holding another raffle, and I'm telling you, the man grows some really good, smoke them if you got them. And for an ounce, it costs you $5 for a raffle ticket. He needs 25 tickets. Once he gets 25, he'll hold his raffle. I don't know anywhere you could get a better chance for $5 to pick up. That's just shipping alone. So look at Cleany. Reach out to Cleany or Niffer, and if you're interested in being involved in that raffle. Yep, JWO, and we can all attest, right? So let's talk about the mystery of myceliation. We're in Radical Mycology book. We're on page 15. Okay, yeah, reach out to Cleany. Let's get that stuff moving over there. It's nothing worse than having a stash and you could really be getting it out there, but nobody's reaching out. And you're just sitting there going, I got a big stash. The exact mechanism behind the tip building process of hypha is one of the most inexplicable aspects of mycelial growth. Most theories on apical extension, that means it's growing out the tip, assume that the tip is dissolved and rebuilt by compounds in the dozens of small bubbles or vesicles. That's what you're seeing here. This is exactly what you're seeing here. Is the vesicles at the end of the hypha, right there. We also see them in the illustrations. That's the actual vesicles at the end of the hypha stem. Most theories on apical extension assume that the tip is dissolved and rebuilt by compounds in the dozens of small bubbles or vesicles that cluster at the hyphal apex. While this may be true to a degree, it does not explain many other strange phenomena that occur at this tip. Unlike what would be assumed for other eukaryotes, growth vesicles do not arrive at the apex from the compound sorting Golgi apparatus. Rather, they travel from the Golgi apparatus on microtubules to an organelle-like structure known as the Spitzenkorper, where they are sorted and distributed into the tip. The Spitzenkorper is the true architect of a hypha, taking in thousands of vesicles per minute. It rapidly sorts, processes, and then sprays each vesicle toward the tip interior along thin filaments of the protein actin. I personally picture a little guy in a machine gun in there, right at the tip. He's shooting all his out the tip. He's gathering in all of this information from the tube behind him, and he's quickly sorting these vesicles and sending out these messages and these enzymes as needed. Corporal Spitzenkorper reporting for duty. However, this is not a random shower, as occurs with the paint sprayer. It is a controlled act that precisely places each vesicle evenly across the 4 dimensions of hyphal space and time. This guy's an expert. He's a sniper. He's not just spraying. He's doom, 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 doom. And there's a 4 dimension, right, in this tube. And he's got to get his vesicles into different spots in this 4th dimension of the tip as he's fighting, as he's shooting them out with precision. The rate of this process is staggering, with the Spitzenkorper sending 600 vesicles to its apex every second, or 3,600 vesicles each minute. Sniping. This is not a constant process. There is a pulse to it, similar to that found in veins and arteries. Sounds like the machine gunner's got to reload. And then it's demonstrated by species across the philia. The slime molds, the zygomites, and the pseudomycetes have all been shown to exhibit a periodic rhythm between faster and slower growth as their hyphae extend. Each of these species exhibit different frequencies in their growth. The fastest pulses in the species, somewhere between 13 to 14 pulses per minute, reloads. The slowest, about 2.7 minutes, pulses per minute. This guy's still learning how to shoot fast. As a hypha extends, it also branches 3-dimensionally. This branching occurs when a satellite Spitzenkorper separates from the main Spitzenkorper. You got a platoon. You go that way. I'm going this way. You're going that way. 3 dimensions. This branching occurs, and at some distance back, it attaches to the side of the hypha to dissolve the existing wall and initiate a new hypha and direction for exploration. You got this original hypha, and you've got branched off ones. You see it on the plate, on your agar plates. They're branching off. These are new Spitzenkorpers that are reporting for duty. And they're going to take that new hypha in new directions with their vesicles being precisely placed at the end of the hypha, and they're out there looking for more, basically, protein source. In the same time, they're leaving behind them, especially if we're going through a substrate out in nature, they're leaving behind them lots of enzymes, and they're also creating CO2 for plant growth. In separate fungi, this occurs just behind a cross wall. A similar process also occurs during anastomosis. Whenever 2 hypha from the same network encounter each other, their respective Spitzenkorpers will gather along the hyphal tip and or walls and seamlessly dissolve and recombine the 2 mycelial paths into one. When you meet another Spitzenkorper out there, and your walls are coming together, they seamlessly join into another one. They create bridges between branches in the network. Thus, the Spitzenkorper is not the creator and the destroyer is not only the creator and destroyer of the Hyphal world, but it's also the captain and the navigator. What it builds, it can also take away. All told, it is the structure of the Spitzenkorper that is perhaps its most compelling feature. Is this interesting to you guys? Isn't this interesting? I find this fascinating. This is going down at the microscopic level. So small we can't even see it. It's happening everywhere in nature. For unlike other organelles, the organelle-like system does not have a defined shape. It is not a discrete mass. It is an amorphous cloud of small vesicles, which may be many or few in number. This cloud may appear suddenly anywhere in the network, and just as quickly break apart to form satellites, or to quickly travel to other parts of the web. It is an ephemeral school of mycelial thought, a mysterious flock of fungi. During hyphal growth, the Spitzenkorper seems to take in and sort vesicles from outside itself as well, potentially modifying or exchanging them in the process, before precisely placing these vesicles into the 3D space of the hyphal apex in response to environmental signals. How exactly a cloud of undefined chemical manages this incredibly complex process is not known. 2 more paragraphs for today. The environmental signals that guide vesicle placement come from various forms. So you've got your Spitzenkorper. He's got his vesicles at the end. And depending on what environment it is in, it's going to decide what signals to send the vesicles. Okay? Oxygen, light, CO2, and pH have all been shown to influence the direction of hyphal growth, though their degree of importance varies by species. For instance, though fungi do not photosynthesize, many species will grow towards light. It's an effect called phototropism, while others need some amount of light to initiate fruiting. In general, hyphae are less attracted to nutrients than they are to the volatile compounds associated with their preferred substances. When the fungus registers these compounds or other tropic signals, the Spitzenkorper will shift its position in the hyphal tip and initiate growth in a new direction that is oriented towards the signal. So you've got your Spitzenkorper, and he recognizes, hey, there's something over here. So he starts putting his vesicles off to this side to reorient the hypha to head up towards that area in the environment that it senses is positive for it. Somehow, the signals received by the Spitzenkorpers on one end of a network are quickly relayed across the whole mycelial network, which then responds to environmental inputs with a coordinated reorganization of the entire web and its increased branching towards that signal. Let's go, whoa, hey, let's turn. Let's take the web and start spreading it that way. Because the Spitzenkorper noticed something out there that's going to be beneficial for us. Remember that he's the navigator. How this tropic sensing occurs and what exactly elicits growth response in the mycelium is not known. Changes in the hydrostatic pressure of amino acid concentration inside the mycelium and or its electrical potential have been suggested as possible answers. There's more on this we'll pick up next week, but this also speaks to the whole Japanese concept of their shocking. They found out, they noticed certain areas that received lightning strikes had much more mycelial mass and bigger fruit. So they started in farming and laboratory situations, they started electrocuting their mycelial mass and coming up with some amazing results. So some of that's tied into that whole idea of the Spitzenkorper, knowing where it's supposed to go and what's the most beneficial pathway for us to send our hypha on to have the most healthy mycelial network that we can. I want us to give Spitzenkorpers, all of them, a round of applause. Am I right? How cool is a Spitzenkorper? Pretty darn cool. Actually, they don't do just what do they call it? The shotguns? What do they call that? I experimented with that a couple of years ago. I didn't see big results, to be honest with you. Stun gun. I was using a stun gun on my tubs to see if I got, I'd have a tub here and a tub here. This one I'd stun it. No, I didn't get much going on, but it was kind of a weak experiment. Happy birthday to Red Boy. Let's do another giveaway. Yeah? Let's do a giveaway. Should we do a top 10 and spin to win? Or do you want to do scale game? First five answers. First 5 votes. Top 10 or scale game? Got 2 top 10s. Scale. Scale. Looks like scale 1. Okay. Scale game it is. The first 3 people to come closest to this weight without going over are going to move forward to the spin to win round. Go. Okay, I'm about to call it. Okay. All right. I'm going to show you the answer. Here it is. Here's the answer. The top 3 on my screen. Herbie von Werby Kebab. Herbie said 6.1. Greek said 6.0. Look, Herbie number 1. Greek, you're number 2. You said 6.0. Pretty close. And then Nurs was the next closest, 5.8. Oreo, you had a 5.8 too, but Nurs was in before yours. Okay? So we're looking at Herbie, Greek, and Nurs. Here we go. That's looking like a 2 to me. That's Greek. That's the Greek guy. Okay? Congratulations. I didn't find out. Make sure you're 21. And I didn't write down the whole name. I'm sorry about that. Greek something. Make sure that you're 21 and you live inside the... Where's Greek? There was Greek something. I just had time enough to write down Greek. Do we see where he is? Where is Greek? Okay, well, we're looking for you. We need you. It wasn't Green Killer. Actually, that is who it was. I'm sorry. It was Green Killer. Paige, you're right. Paige, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. It was green is what I wrote here. Green. Green Killer. Thank you guys for correcting me. Greenie. Green Killer. You're the winner. Green Killer. I don't know why I was saying Greek. I wrote down the wrong... Greenie. It's you. Okay, Green Killer. So get me your address and we'll get that sent out to you. Okay? Oh, we had someone who was really close, but they were just over, I think. Michael Fammer. It was really close. Okay. It's all Greek to me too, Kim. You got it, Greenie. I'm going to read 2 quick readings today. This one's cute and good. And it's something something we should be able to relate to. Show your hair. My grandmother told me never hide your green hair. They can see it anyway. From the agonies of kindergarten, when we were first teased or made fun of in the midst of all of our innocence, we have struggled in one way or another with hiding what is obvious about us. No one plans this. It's not a conspiracy, but rather an inevitable and hurtful passage from knowing only ourselves to knowing the world. The tragedy is that many of us never talk about it or never get told that our green hair is beautiful, or that we don't need to hide, no matter what anyone says on our way to lunch. And so we often conclude that to know the world, we must hide ourselves. Nothing could be further from the truth. It is an ancient, unspoken fact of being that blackmail is only possible if we believe that we have something to hide. The inner corollary of this is that worthless feelings arise when we believe, however briefly, that who we are is not enough. I lived that program. I lived that program, and I became a phony and a hypocrite and wouldn't let anybody know who I was. And I knew that I was being a phony and a hypocrite every day of my life, every day in front of the mirror. We must take turns. The gift and responsibility of relationship is to take turns by doing the dishes and putting up the storm windows, giving the other person a chance to dive for God without worrying about dinner. While one explores the inner, the other can tend to the outer. A great model of this is how pearl divers search the deep in pairs. Without scuba tanks or regulators, one waits at the surface, tending the lines tied to the other, who soft steps the sand for treasures he hopes he'll recognize. He walks the bottom, watching the leaves of vegetation sway and he sways himself till his cord is tugged. He swallows the little air he has left and he ascends. Aboard, they'll talk for hours, placing what was seen, rubbing the rough and natural pearl. In the morning, she dives and fills their baskets, and he counts the time with his hands wrapped around the line. Quite plainly, these pearl divers show us the work of being together and the miracle of trust. We must take turns. Whoever is on the surface must count the time of air left, so the one below can dive freely. We do that for each other here. Do that in your relationships. Go find a way to hold the cord while you let her dive today, while you let him explore. Husbands, go make a meal tonight. Give her a chance, give her a night off. Give her a chance to explore herself. Let her hold the remote control. Remember that you couldn't do it without each other. And it doesn't matter which way the toilet paper roll is. It doesn't. It only matters if you're making it matter, which we do in such many petty ways. Imagine releasing some of those. Strengthen your home. Strengthen your family. You're the leader. No matter what gender you are, no matter what age you are, you're the leader. You're your own leader. You're responsible for how you act and how you treat people. And you're going to be surprised, if you haven't already experienced it, that you get back what you give. It's hard to be angry at somebody that's being incredibly kind and loving to you. What are you going to do? Yell at them? Tell them, stop being so kind? Stop giving me a break? Stop giving me the night off? Take care of yourselves. Take care of the people that are important to you. I can't stress that enough. As healthy as your home life is as healthy as your brain life's going to be. I'll just use one small example. You can tell Brock and I get along really well. It didn't used to be like that. I used to be an ogre, tyrant, demanding he be something that he wasn't. The day I finally just said, it's okay. And then I kept practicing that and practicing and practicing. Now we sing together. Now we sing together. That's miraculous. But it really isn't. It's practice. He has to let go of stuff he doesn't like about me. You think I'm perfect? I'm sure he's letting go a whole lot of stuff he doesn't like about me. But he's letting me practice too.
There's nothing I don't love about you, Pops.
You're eavesdropping. I didn't know you were over there. Go have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. I am, as you are, Kim, completely grateful. I leave this show grateful every single day for you guys and for the time you spend and for being here. 70 likes. Thank you, Vegas. So are you. Your green hair is beautiful. Have a beautiful day, green hairers, and I'll see you guys next week. Anybody needs anything, reach out to Pops. I love you all. Happy birthday to anyone having a birthday this weekend. Let me scroll you out of here, Sue Littlemeyer. You're a good girl. B. Hendricks and Married Michael. And HB and Kimberly. Joe D's and Niffy, there's my Niff. And Vegas, I love you. Clean Grow and Herbie Von Werby Kapop Herbs, you're this close this morning. Joe D's, thank you. Shy, I love you. King Kush, free. Have a great weekend, Mr. 420. Clean Grow and HB. Married Michael and Sarah Bear. Hi, Sarah Bear. Oreo, this close. Cat Meowzilla Trenty. Trent, you're a smart one over there on the group chat. Cleany and Marcus Doc and Billy D and Laura, have a divine day. Niffer, enjoy your weekend. Nurs, this close. Sarah Bear, Sue Littlemeyer, Married Michael and Shy, Joe D's Nerdy. I love Nerd's smile. Deborah, you're the pearl we were just talking about. Michael Sean T, Rodman and Nurs. Caw, caw. I haven't done that in a while. Oreo and Notorious and Vegas and Calico Kitty and Pidgey Page and Herbs and Anthony, Mike Butterball, Derek Anderson, Shy, Nerdy and Doc, HB Mush Hunter, croak 'em if you got 'em. Streety, I love you. Tin Can, B. Hendricks, Red Boy, happy birthday. Jimmy Max and Sakar and Justin, he's okay. Rodman, what a nice man. Croaky and Carnivorous. Pops, peace. 4 things. Be impeccable. Don't take things personal. Don't have expectations. What's the last one, you guys? I can't remember. Help me out here. What's the last agreement? What's the one we're going to be doing all day today? What is that one? What's the last agreement? Sarah Bear, do your best. Good job. I'll see you guys here next week. And thank you for being my angels.